So the flavor of the month seems to be talking about support-related issues. Huh? Who thought I'd be invested in something like this as, you know, a support main? Anyway, as much as I'm interested in keeping up with the patches that change my favorite roster of heroes in the game, as well as reading through what the player base thinks of these changes, I decided to now take some time to talk about something rather unrelated. Unrelated to the actual issues, that is. For a while now, there were a handful of changes I had been thinking of about wanting to see in the game, whether just for the sake of giving us some quality of life improvements or things that would just plain and simply be cool things to see in the game, in my opinion. If I was to give a rating to these ideas, I'd say that they get more unreasonable as the list goes on, but there wasn't something so pesky like a development process stop me from thinking of fun changes to the support roster. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1, a Discord volley for Zenyatta. The way I imagine this to work is that you could hold E or whatever button you rebind it to charge up your Discord orb the way you would charge up your regular orb volley with right click. The result will be a Discord orb that bounces between the enemies. For every tick you charge on the ability, the Discord orb can bounce to 1 additional person, up to a maximum of 6 of course. Unlike regular Harmony and Discord orbs which can be tossed out for free, the Discord volley would actually take away from Zenyatta's ammo count, making it more of a risk-reward kind of thing that could potentially leave him with a lesser damage output if not used properly. The Discord effect would not be LOS bound and instead function on a timer. I would propose 4 seconds, but that is something that a development team would probably make a better call advocating for. There's no particular reason for why I want to see this in the game besides it would be kinda cool. It's not like I thought his Discord orb was too weak, it's just that the new cultist skin kinda inspired me to think of some more Discord related abilities that would be cool to have. Oh, and also, can we finally get an auto reload after using Transcendence? If Mercy gets unlimited ammo when using Valkyrie, I think it's only fair to give the old robot monk his ammo back when trying to save his teammates. Number 2, make Mercy earn her res. This is something that has been proposed to me by a variety of people with a reference for a post EVA made a little while ago. Now you can call me lazy, but after an extensive Google search of about 3.5 minutes, I could not find the bloody post, and the video from Mindfuss that talks about that is like 20 freaking minutes long. But we all know I'm just being lazy here because I'm chasing down my upload schedule and this video has to go live in like a few hours, so let's do this! The idea is very basic. Take Mercy's res and treat it as a sort of mini ultimate. Reward rest charges to the player for doing their job of healing their teammates and don't reset rest charges when using Valkyrie. That would make her kinda like Zarya. If the enemies play poorly and mindlessly throw damage out, that would feed into Mercy's rest charge. Simultaneously, it would reward Mercy players who do their job properly rather than just pocketing a single player the entire time. The problem with res is that there's no counterplay to it. You can barely stop a Mercy from performing a res, and giving her a free token for another res when using Valkyrie makes it ever the more frustrating. Players who want to stop this potential new Mercy from rezzing would have to up their target priority and burn enemies quickly rather than just poking damage the entire time without ever confirming any kills. Alternatively, just look up EVA's Reddit post. I'm sure his ideas are way more refined than what I threw together here anyway. Number 3, give Ana some of her damage back. This is really as simple as it gets. Back when I started playing Ana, the one thing I loved about playing her was decision making. You would have to make split-second decisions as to whether you want to dedicate yourself to spam heals on a teammate or get a quick finishing shot off on an enemy or do something else entirely. Playing Ana, I feel almost helpless opposing flankers, which, let's be honest, my team wouldn't want to help me with those anyway. Hitting a sleep dart on a flanker is no easy task, and even if you do, you can't necessarily guarantee the kill. Increasing Ana's damage from 60 to 70 would allow her to double shot melee tracers and 3-shot Genjis, which I think is a better win condition than having to land 4 shots on that weep looking forehead. I know that in an optimal world your team is supposed to be peeling for you, but we all know that we don't live in that world. I personally think it would rekindle some of the fire a lot of Ano players had previously, who are now largely functioning as heal bots that are supposed to land clutch sleep darts off of cooldown all the time. Number 4, give Lucio a bigger magazine. Now that one's really dangerous to talk about. For me personally, I see it as more of a quality of life improvement. That means I don't have to pay as much attention to whether or not I have enough bullets left to boop somebody. But I know that in the right hands, having more bullets in your magazine can be a terrifying thought if you're opposing them. There's honestly not much more to say about this. What do you guys think? Are 25 to 30 bullet magazines too scary in the hands of Lucio, or should he be given some more firepower? And lastly, number 5, allow Sombra to hack allied shields. Now this one is either super outlandish and gimmicky or potentially even overpowered. I mean, sure, we joke about Sombra being a support, but in many team comps, she is replacing an off support, and players who do play around her hacked health packs allow her to make a pretty big impact on team fights by having EMP available pretty much all the time. However, the fact is that she is a very niche pick because of her high skill ceiling and situational hero kit. It requires too much effort to not only convince your team to not throw when you pick Sombra, but also trust you enough to keep using your health packs. Rather than trying to make her a jack of all trades, I thought about giving her another niche. What if she could hack allied shields and by that make them recharge faster? Players could build a legitimate combo around the idea of choosing heroes who do have shields by default and possibly even throw a Symmetra in there for her shield generator. Now, balancing this ability is what I think is crucial. How would the hack work? It should be something that players do in preparation to a team fight, selecting a specific hero in their comp and hacking them to have their shields regenerate themselves even when they're taking damage, alike versus regen when using Valkyrie. The effect would have to be on a timer that is not completely unreasonable to make sure you don't just rebuff Genji, for example, that keeps annihilating the enemies. Again, I want this to be another niche for her and nothing else. Maybe there will be a 1-minute cooldown that does not allow Sombra to re-hack that same teammate even when the ability is back up again. We could also discuss whether or not teammates that are caught in your EMP should be granted the regenerative benefit of an ally hack. I think that this is an idea that a lot of you could have fun discussing and trying to balance. Again, do I think that any of these things are actually going to make it into the game? No, but I thought that this would be a fun video to make, so here we are. But this is me done for the day as I talk about 5 support changes that I'd love to see in Overwatch. If you got any more such ideas, then do sound off down in the comment section below. But don't forget to drop me a like on your way out if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to keep the show going, consider sponsoring the channel for just $5 a month via YouTube Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.